Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the Earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 229th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace here on Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be a host today, along with Mark. And I think we're ready to dive into today's workshop presented by members of the Universal Council. So let's begin.
Yes, begin, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, in the beautiful energy, in the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, in the beauty of the knowledge seekers, truth seekers, in the beautiful energy of the universal souls we are. So I will say, welcome again, my dear ones, in the beauty and totality of all that is love. And here I want to say a few words that and welcome to the beauty and totality of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Here, I want to say some few words that in the path of peace, what matters now is the most important thing. What does matter? Matters for you. Like that, a lineage of a family, a successor, or an inheritor, or some fashionable clothes, or a property, or what? Or a social norms, dare we say, what does matters? As our beautiful soul Ghalib said, that when he understood the soul of the man filters everything, like filtering the feedback we have gained or achieved or success or whatever matter is all that is. Sometimes the intensity is so much that we cannot understand that how we have to filter. But then from the soul of the man, we understand, as a soul of the man we understand how to filter the feedback that has came all from eons of time. So what does it matter for you? Does it matter? The matter is love, my dear. If love is there, then nothing matters anymore. Like that, you know? Thank you for listening. And I'm reading the beautiful words. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators as they are created in the image of the Creator. So beautiful. This is you in the fields of love, justifying what does you need anymore or what matters, like that. Thank you, my dear. And Rick, can we go to the next slide? Sorry. Here, I welcome my dear Dean, if you are here to read the wishes, your beautiful cosmic words. Dean, my dear. Hello.
Hi, Sweta. Hi, Sweta. Sorry, I mean, I was in the background putting something together. Yes, of course I can read it, Sweta. No problem at all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my dear.
Okay, so we, the Universal Council, wish through our hearts and soul that the opening of the well-being centre in Rome is the beginning of these centres all around the world for the benefit of everybody.
I am present, my dear.
I am present.
I'm present.
Dean. There is another wish, my dear Rick. Dean, stand by, my dear. Here, please.
Okay, so the next wish is we, the Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul that the opening of the Space City is the beginning of such cities across the planet to welcome the universal community. I'm present.
I am present. I'm present.
I'm present.
So we can go to the next slide, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for beautiful words. Yes, this is the slide of the 5 minutes of silence, my dear one. Once as we are going through the elevation of the souls, which is in the moment, and all the moments from now is always there, and the elevations are going on, whether the matter wants or not or don't want. It matters to us like that, you know, in the magnitude that is beauty and totality. So for the elevation of the soul of the 5+1 peace negotiators, the soul of the IAEA, all souls working for peace in Vienna, the souls of humanity, the souls of the world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. So the time starts from now, beautiful souls. Thank you. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for being here. Thank you and salam namaste. We can go to the next. Here, Stefania.
Yes,
Hello.
I need just 1 minute to change the device because maybe my reception is not super good. Just 1 second. Yeah, I think I'm done it. I'll come out of this one. 1 second. Can you hear me properly? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, because before I was having bad reception. Okay, yes, thank you. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are. Yes, this is One City, One Center. I'm gonna present this today. And I'm very, very happy and really excited to give you lots of good news. All this good news, Mr. Keshe mentioned last Thursday. So I do really recommend you to look the last workshop. It's very, very important because they're really break news, like really, it will change the life for many of us. So I asked to Rick to go with the recorded. If I really would like to hear the whole 20 minutes, just because they're so important for all of us. So I just summarize very, very quickly, and then we can listen from Mr. Keshe. So in the first part, he will give us the great news of the development of the flying system. So very soon we're going to start the transmutation and transportation through those systems. So I'm very, very excited because in this workshop, he also spoke about many things, but he spoke about that in a couple of years or maybe a few more years, the transport as we know today, it will end. So train, plane, we will not need all this way of transportation, but he will talk about here. I don't not talk much about it. And also he gave the great news of Space City, a new Space City. They will be built in Europe. And this is again another great super news. And I hope this is the beginning of a new era for all of us. And in the second part of this talk, he's going to explain, because as you all know, in these difficult times where in many countries, they raise the electricity bill, they raise the petrol. So many countries, there've been a lot of inflation with the prices of petrol and heating and electricity in your house. So as you know, many people were worried about the future, how to feed their family, because they really worry of keep up with all these expenses, with all this inflation of the price. So Mr. Keshe gave us a really great news, and he will explain in this workshop. So I really invite you to really pay attention on what he's going to say. This is a part of One City, One Center. This is where, when you donate to the foundation, when you support the foundation in any shape or form, this is what we're going to get from all of us with all support. So the good news, just again in briefly, he will talk about how they will launch this energy plasma enhancement system to reduce the cost of your electricity at home. So let's say that if you spend 3 kilowatt a day, 2 of this kilowatt will be produced from this enhancement plasma energy system in the house. And also you will have a reduction of energy that you consume in the house for your fridge, for your computer, for everything that you have electric in the house. And also you will reduce the consumption of petrol if you go hybrid car, or if you go electric car. Now everyone try to go into electric car and try to, with this system, you will run your car for much, much longer. You will need to recharge it as much. And the goal, it will be to have zero cost at the end of it. So we'll be able to supply energy from the air through the system. This is our goal. They've already been tested. They've already been working. They're going to be launched very soon, this product to them on the market. So enjoy your now the explanation of Mr. Keshe. So take a cup of tea and really pay attention to the next 20 minutes. So if you can go, Rick, 20 minutes would be great, because it tells so much stuff, very important stuff. So actually,
yes, no problem.
Perfect. Okay.
If you want to interfere at some point and
I will tell you when to stop.
Say something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure if I'm at the exact right starting point, because this is a different source than the YouTube. So
it's just when I start to talk about the technology. Let me see, and then I'll let you know.
Okay, let's try it here. So just to let folks know again, this is from the 439th Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last Thursday, June 30th.
World of mankind. If you travel in places like in, people still travel on the back of a donkey. Man was that donkey, sitting on the donkey and moving, and a fast car passes. To the man on the donkey, this is something of a dream. That's what he might achieve in the future if he does something or whatever. Otherwise, it's just a dream. And we brought that knowledge. Then now, the man became, again, with the present knowledge, on the back of the same donkey. Because with all the technological development we have, we look into UFOs and the others they have, and they're still on the back of this donkey, fueling the engine and burning some fuel. With a new technology, which we have taught you, now the universal community in the level of understanding of UFOs are those on the back of the donkey. Seeing mankind traveling with the speed, with the knowledge that they dreamt about. The difference between the teaching of the Keshe Foundation in past years and present time is that the dream of the man to move from that donkey to that advanced technology that he could go has achieved. We have realized it. We have delivered it. We have tested it. It's not theory anymore. And now the universal community looks at mankind, those with such advanced technology. What was the grace of God that did not teach us this? When you see up to now UFOs in the sky, you marvel, how much do they know? How come we are so behind? Now the universal community in these UFOs marvels, how did mankind get such a huge leap in understanding of technology? Where they marvel, they'll come to humanity to learn, to take to the next step, to become what mankind knows today. In the process of the teaching, we have taught you a lot of things in stages and in steps, and a lot of things has come for you to see other things and understand, and you take according to what you understand. No more, no less. We have opened the list, what we call flight simulation. This is a flight simulation of the soul of the man. The mechanism, the technology which was hidden within the man now manifests itself. The beauty with the new technology is that you don't fly anymore. You go to places. You decide instantaneously. And we have tested this extensively in past few weeks in this. We have now 70, 80 people going through the process. It's giving us a very rough guide where we are and how we are. When we come back, we're off for next week and the week after. we'll start to attempt the transmutation of the human from one unit to another. We succeed or not is not important. What has happened is understanding and knowledge. What is important is finding and seeing and comprehending what has happened. As I explained yesterday to our top man in Keshe Foundation, is we bring you in as a man. You go through the system, system 1 or unit 2 and the unit 3, and then you go into the flight system. In unit 1, we allow the physical balance of the energy of the cell. In unit 2, we bring collective cells in operation to be unified. Then you feel, as a human being, some sort of the feelings of energies. In unit 3, we extend this to the whole, what we call physicality of the man, to become embedded in the soul of the man. And then when you move into the unit, you are in a condition of the soul, if you manage to go through this. Now, as we have 2 units in the same room, we don't need to carry this, what I call 100 kilogram of weight. I only need to transfer the energy fields. It's very much like, as I said before, when you have an envelope, doesn't matter if you put a check in it, letter in it, dust in it, because it's irrelevant where the physicality of the man sits within this package. Now, the envelope is the energy of the soul of the man. So this is why it looks so amazing to you, as how is it possible? Magnetic fields, packages of plasma, have no weight. They don't carry mass. They carry fields interactions. And if you can match the gravitational field of points, you can always move instantaneously. We have done this in the examinations of the people who are with us. They come in the system. Sometimes I'll move in the system. I don't stop anything in the room. I just watch. And I see how this group of people, 6 or 8 of them, will behave. And next time, to the next group, I go in and I ask them, would you like to take a flight? Some of them straight away say no. But don't forget, they're in this condition. And they hear the voice of the man. Because now the body is just, when you are in a room and somebody shouts from outside, you can still hear the voice, you can react to it, but you're not outside to do something about it because you're cocooned by the room. And in trials, we have explained to people, we want you to go and see somebody. In the past week, we tested this very clearly, that go and see somebody you like, somebody you love. We had yesterday 2 beautiful knowledge seekers from France with us, husband and wife. And it was extremely interesting to listen to 2 of them. When we asked that, go and see somebody you love, both husband and wife, they went to the parents. They saw the parents who died a long time ago. They felt them, they touched them. They felt the presence of the grandparents. And they asked them, would you like to come back? Now we travel with the space of the knowledge, with the control of us. So what I said before is that before you go into the system or into a state of what we call transmutation of the elements of the body of the man, the dimension of the soul, which is totality of the energy, then you don't need to wait one day to dream about the mother and father. You can go every night to sleep with the mother and father, feel the love, feel the tension. The sons are away, the children are away from you, you feel the souls, you feel, you touch. Yesterday we had an experience with somebody who came the first time. He said, I feel nothing, the system doesn't work. We're not here just because the system is on. We have to understand why we haven't managed to cover you. He came back yesterday after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. He went in a machine. He came out. We had 5 people who could not have any emotion the first trip. Yesterday, together, all of them in one room. The ones who had time to go through the process through their soul came out totally different. They were here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. The fresh ones had a problem. So it means the souls had to be adjusted. They needed to understand what is going on, and we invite them back again to come and do it. The interesting thing was, all the 3 who went in the second time after 2 or 3 weeks, they came out with interesting conditions. One of them went to his house, he moved his flower pots or whatever in his garden, and says, when I go home, I want to know if I moved it. First time it was nothing, he was just sitting in the room. It means the soul of the man has to be educated. Then the time is not when you leave everything you finish. When you leave the room, the life, the true life through the dimension of the soul starts. We had the other 2 with the same kind of experience. So we can confirm that we can reach, it can be done, and we have to find out the process. So in this process, you have become the traveler of space by the wish, not by the dream. We ask people to fly. Instantaneously they do. In a way, when we bring you to the room, maybe 100 of you, I would say, now we would like to see how many of you can go to New York. We meet in New York for a party. All of you who came to go to New York to party will end up in New York. How many of you came to go to Venezuela or to go to Tehran? We tell you, the passengers of Tehran, be ready to move. You move to Tehran. Instantaneous. And the system which are built in Tehran to receive you will change it. Interesting enough, in the recording we received from our team in Iran, the Iranian broadcasting has put the 4 new technologies which are taken so much after by Iran. And the first one is the Keshe Foundation technology. We can let you play the recording which we received, which means Iran has taken a position as a leading scientific space program. But even the new present knowledge in Iran is obsolete compared to what the Keshe Foundation today is offering in its. In the coming weeks, now, as I said, and our team and even people who came the first days now saw the system, they said the whole thing has changed because we are upgrading, we are changing, we are understanding where it needs to be adjusted. And hopefully after 12th, 13th of July, we are ready to fly humanity in a matter of what we call this. These are experiments for us. We don't know, we cannot confirm in what way. But now we set our systems in the direction of the plasmatic field. In doing so, and in the past few weeks, I have received many requests from the knowledge seekers around the world. Mr. Keshe, we cannot afford the fuel. We cannot afford the energy cost, which has gone up by folds and folds. We cannot survive. Can you release the energy systems that saves us a lot of energy, saves us a lot of money? Keshe Foundation responds back the same. The new generators of the Keshe Foundation, what we call plasma enhanced systems, will be released in July to world population. We are doing tests without our team knowing from each other in different parts of the world. And the first 25, what we call enhanced plasma systems to 50, will be delivered out of the Iran factory. We set it out, is not anymore a magravs, is actually what we call is a system. It's a box system. It has systems in it which allows you to enhance what we call energy in your environment, which means can reduce the fuel cost by extending the use of the battery in hybrid system. It increases the use of the electric motors. If you do, let's say, 1,000 kilometers on one charge, now you can do 2,000, 3,000, or 4,000 kilometers on one charge. These have not become what we call freestanding generators because we don't see a need for that at this moment. But you can use them in a way what we see, what used to be about the €1 fuel, now is 120, and it's draining the family resources. We are putting back in what you might pay, because when the prices go up, this rate stays on for a long time, and the same with the energy cost. Governments are trying to make a lot of exemptions and tax reliefs to take the pressure off. Keshe Foundation releases 3,000 of these units from next 2-3 weeks till July. We have brought in the Arizona manufacturing back into operation, but in Mexico. John has done the stock take of what he had before, and the new system will be added to it. And Tehran and Austria will go into production within the next few days to meet the demand of the new enhanced plasma energy systems. We have done before, when we went out for generators, around about €2,000. The new system is offered at €5,000, and it will stand as a first set of discounts at €4,000. We guarantee delivery first out of our factories before end of July. We will deliver prior to end of July, but we would like to keep everything safe. Keshe Foundation store has opened up its links for you to place orders to get it. What we would like to understand and to know from all of you is that you report back to us, this is a trial system, what you see, how much more, how much extension you have had. The new enhancement energy generators for the home is very interesting. You work with the energy of the house during the daytime, which is nothing, but your system backs up with for the nighttime. These systems at the moment are between 1 and 2 kilowatts we can support, maybe 3 kilowatts. And then in the coming time, if we achieve what we target to do in the development by next 12 months, and we achieve a freestanding unit, we replace those who bought these to apply what we call new freestanding units, which means now we're responding back to you. The other reason for release of this development is because if you came into the enhancement units, you always saw 2 MW units hanging around the system. These systems now have been changed to the universal system, and now we change the energy production plasma to the same. We are not selling you any MagLab units. We are selling you a technology as a package which enhances the energy use. Which means, let's say if you're spending, let's say, 3 kilowatts a day on a line, if you have 2 kilowatts, it will be done by the system. And the system will be improved. We responded fast to this. I developed this technology some 10 years ago. I gave you the MagLab system. You did not understand what to do with it. Now Keshe Foundation has completed the cycle. We have a specific reason why we don't claim a generator or whatever. This is because we are developing a new plasma technology enhancing the energy production. In the coming days, you will hear why we do this, because Keshe Foundation is involved in another international organization system that we will be part of, and it'll be done. So what you asked us to help to back in, Keshe Foundation has responded. Go to the store, place your order. We guarantee delivery by order. We release orders. If you receive 1,000 orders this week, whoever comes first delivered. We can deliver between 50 to maybe 100 a week starting August, September. But initially we do 25, 30 a week till we get everything in order and our what we call material backing is in order. Keshe Foundation Austria goes back into production of these systems in conjunction with what we have as the test center, which is not building the systems for flight. The whole process is we try to achieve zero demand, freestanding energy system for cars and for home. In a way, the target is set. I gave you 7 years. I told to Jalal and his team, they're doing beautiful work in the background. We will deliver what we call free wireless energy transportation in a very short time. These systems, free what we call energy transportation, is getting tested as you go into the reactor center, into the test flight center. It's not something that we might do in the future. It's already has gone through the test. We've seen the performance. We know what's happening to it. And in a way, what we see, what is in the patents about 15 years ago, 17 years ago, when we released them, we spoke about wireless energy transfer in the home. We see a need for you in maybe next 12 months to take all your electric equipments in the house out of the circuit in the house and adjust it with a unit which Keshe Foundation will develop and give to you to just attach it to actually at the point of the end of the wire where you used to plug in to receive energy, run your fridge, run your freezers, run your electric lights by demand. You think the light comes on. This is what you are doing in the enhancement units where you come in. When I tell you, go and see your mother, your thought clicks on. You come into the room, you think you want the lights in, and how dim you want it, you'll get it. This is not something will happen. It's already applied, tested. It works in the enhancement center in Linz. Now we're commercializing it, but has been in the patent from the original date some 15, 17 years ago. So you asked us to release, confirm the Maggraph technology works. It has worked in the Space Center. Now it works in your homes. And once we complete the development to a freestanding, any of the first 3,000 units which we released today will be replaced with a freestanding one freely by the foundation. But now use this technology if you've got a hybrid car. Use this technology if you've got an electric car. Use this technology if you have at home, you want to plug it. It's not as easy as you had it with a Maggraph. This is a system. It's not a Maggraph box. It has electrical, electronic systems in it, which controls the process, adjusting the field. The only thing which you have to purchase when you receive it is a large car battery that you keep it as a support. And that we cannot supply because it moves in the different nationality, different, what you call it, countries. And we don't want to get involved in moving what we call assets and different kind of things and batteries with us. So the whole structure is, you asked us to release you the energy system in this harsh time. Keshe Foundation has responded. The other thing is that many of you asked us, where can we get health support with the technology of Keshe Foundation? We have entered and we have reached agreement with two groups, one in South America and one in Rome, Italy. The agreements reached yesterday is going to be done. Any diseases which Keshe Foundation announces, you can book on the website of the Keshe Foundation for the health centers run by the doctors in Rome for given what we call conditions. We don't enter medical application. We are the providers of the technology. We are supporting knowledge seekers, teams of doctors around the world now to set up the centers. It's the initial stage. From next week or the week after, you can go to Rome for specific diseases, and you can book in the way you booked in the flight center. It'll be announced by us. You can go on the website of Keshe Foundation or on the Wellness Center in Rome and book yourself in. Fibromyalgia, CVS, Alzheimer's, autism, herpes, and others will be added to it step by step. If you suffer from fibromyalgia, the fees of the Keshe Foundation Wellness Centers in collaboration with doctors in South America, in Central America, and in Rome will be very high. But there is one thing written in our contracts with our teams of doctors is one thing. If you do not deliver full recovery, you refund. Which means we guarantee to our doctors using the technology, the process of technology, buy them as doctors applied, sit directly in line with for eradication of a condition, not just temporarily. When they sign you in for fibromyalgia, for CVS, for assignments, they give you a guarantee of 100% recovery. That's their job. We are technology providers. Keshe Foundation has a certificate from Naturopathic Organization of Belgium to provide such a technology. Is our right on the license we have. This is what in the court of Belgium was not disclosed, defrauding by a nation. In this process, we deliver CE certified technologies and machinery to centers. In December the 15th, the first center in Uruguay will open up. And from there, we expand into Brazil, Mexico, and the rest. All our centers, which we collaborate, will carry what we call a call center. You call in, you have a problem. Every time, the patients are monitored 24 hours a day. We are not here just to sell technology. We are here to guarantee the health of the future of mankind. In the next few days, you can go on the website of the Keshe Foundation and book yourself the way you book for Linz into the health center, wellness center of Rome with the expert doctors that they will carry the process and they guarantee 100% recovery. As doctors, we are providers of the technology and we don't get involved in medical application. And as I said, the team, I had a long meeting with them at night, last night. They came the day before to us. We know the team for some time from Italy, and agreements has been reached. We complete within the next few days, and from next week or the week after, we see how the doctors will handle. We advertise heavily through the Keshe Foundation structure worldwide that these things can be done. And we give 100% assurance for recovery from Keshe Foundation technology used by the wellness centers around the world. Keshe Foundation Wellness Center in Rome will have 2 locations and handled by expert doctors in the fields which they accept. They'll be trained by the Keshe Foundation in use of the systems, and you will see the most advanced technology systems. If you went to the center, you've seen what we call these units. Now you will see the application of these units in your wellness centers. We bring the new advanced technology in line with what is there. So we have confirmed and conformed with what we set out to do. The energy systems enhancement unit and the wellness centers around the world. The beauty with Italy is it's near to us. We can control it for the first 3-6 months. That once we deliver the technologies into Arizona and the other places, we know exactly what we have, what we got to do, and it's not for us to talk to somebody in distance. So a few minutes away from us on our flight, we can get in there and come back and see the whole structure set properly. And next 2 or 3 months, like the way we done in the Linz Center, we polish it and we deliver one of the most advanced centers of what we call health in using technology of the Keshe Foundation. I thank the Italian team of doctors who have taken this step as a research center and a wellness center in collaboration with Keshe Foundation. You will see the sign of the Keshe Foundation at the entrance of these health centers around the world. Assurance guarantee for what is set to be delivered. In the coming months, we add more and more conditions into the work of the health centers, which are our collaborators. We don't take you up as we provide the service. We are here to book for the people who deliver the service. And everything will be fully monitored by the Keshe Foundation in the operation of these companies. We have brought one of the most intelligent women I know in understanding the work of the health organizations around the world. And she will accepted. She has accepted. She already runs an organization like this. We're bringing her expertise to make it worldwide as a health center in collaboration with the public, with the people. And we thank her for coming to the center first, seeing what we do, and immediately she brought the people who are responsible for the development of the center in South America. Everything is done. We're just waiting for them to finish their building that we can deliver. Italy is already finished. It's operational. We just add the Keshe Foundation technology and systems into it directly, and we'll promote it heavily around the world. That from now on, what we said is delivered by the doctors. We are providers of the services in the background and developing new technologies to be there. We are a scientific organization. We don't want to get involved in delivering of the technology. We will do the same with agriculture. We do the same with energy in a very short time. Once the first 3,000 units are delivered, we see how everything is perfectly done, what we need to adjust. If there is any adjustment, then we go into what we call licensing big manufacturers to manufacture these for Keshe Foundation on the license. For us to develop the next steps, for us to bring a new dimension into everything which we do. As I promised, you got your what we call energy enhancement units. You've been asking me for years. Magraphs don't work. Magraphs will work or not. The new system of the plasma technology, using the same understanding, will deliver. We have tested yesterday in one of our research labs, but other labs are doing other tests for us, that you will see how clean production of energy can be. I'll ask the Keshe Foundation team in the background to switch on the screen for the sale of the new enhancement units for energy, for automotive, and for house use. And we deliver directly within next 30 days, leaving our factories according to the order. If the order is above our production, we inform you, your delivery will be due in this week or this time, within that time. Those of you who will place the order will see it. You'll get it within 7-10 days, you get the response. Your order has been positioned for delivery in such a week. We set up the production lines for this purpose. Now is there, because I could give another and find somebody to do. The production line in Tehran is set, is working. Production line in Austria is set, is working. We have the facilities and materials in Arizona, which will be shipped to Mexico to deliver. And we will deliver 3,000 units by Christmas. And we tell you how and where. And this is a trial system. We want the feedback from you. How much efficiency, what you have reduced in fuel costs, what you reduce in electric bill, to come back to us to see where we can do, how better we can improve this enhancement energy units. We are not selling you a Magraph system. We are not selling, promoting a free standing. These are enhancement energy units. We want to know how much we can enhance the production of energy that allows you to reduce from your bills. What we calculated is within 6 to 8 months, if you understand how to work with it, you can use one system from the car and put it back in the house and use in both ways, because the system while you're traveling has already set up for the house use while you're away. So in a way, you can cut costs from both ends. Everything can be done. Our team, we have a beautiful team of experts who will deliver this. And you will see the next step and the stage of the development for the Keshe Foundation. What we call expansion in the science in past 3 weeks, 4 weeks in Linz has taken a different shape.
Okay, Rika, yes, I mean, this one bomb after the other, I mean, very, very breaking news. So I went well over the 20 minutes because I wanted to hear as well about the health center and the well-being center. That also is another great news, because many people are worried about illness and different side effects of medications. So I wanted to hear also about this great news about the will be in center that will be set up in Italy, and then South America, and then Mexico, and then all around the world. So this is one city, one center into action. I mean, I don't know more than this. We've been covered all the major issue. And we can go on forever, because he talked afterwards about the space city in Europe. So I really recommend you to listen and re-listen this workshop. And further on, he also goes more in detail about the testimonial of the of the flying system, and yeah, how the flying system work. So what to say more, Rick? I mean, one break news after the other last week. So I'm sure we are well on time with all the goals. So definitely, how as you can see, this, you know, what the foundation does with all the help and support that all of you giving to the foundation. So thank you very much to everyone who is contribute to this success. Yes, there is more to come. I think the future is really exciting. I don't know if anyone want to add anything or said anything.
Definitely a lot of information, a lot of new things happening with the Keshe Foundation, and in Linz and all over the world, actually. So, and that Mr. Keshe isn't even talking about the things happening in the background that that might be even more news. So, yes, we look forward to a wonderful world coming along.
I think definitely we have to be ready. So as we can see, yes, I just want to say that's what I let you speak. No, I just wanted to say that as we can see, things happening. So we need to be ready. So definitely, all the doctors, all the people who can work with the plasma technology should start to really get ready, because very soon a well center will be open in their countries. So we need to have people to be able to run those well centers. So definitely a big call to all the doctors who are understood part of this technology, or they are interested to add in their knowledge, because as Mr. Keshe just said, they can guarantee the 100% of recovery. So on different illness, and then they will add more condition, and they will find more solution for more condition. So very soon illness will be part of the past, thanks to this development. And also we need to have people to start to buy and try the enhancement plasma technology for electricity. So you can use it in your home, you can use it in your car. So between us, there are people who already are well forward with, I mean, I'm very ignorant with cars and electric things. But from my understanding, if you're one of those people who are very good and with electricity, and they want to very keen, or maybe you're in a country where it's very essential to reduce the cost of the fuel and the electricity, you know, now you have the opportunity to try out this technology and report back. So we have all a lot to do. So we're gonna be very, very busy, and definitely we need the collaboration of everyone to make this happen, because we will need people to make the bookings of this clinic. You know, a lot of work in the background need to be covered. And if we all together, we start to, you know, I think happen naturally. I noticed this was happening in the Italian community. Naturally, we're getting together and we helping to make this happen. Yes, Sweta, if you wanted to.
Yes, I apologize. The net has dropped for some time. Thank you, my beautiful Stefania, for beautiful words. Definitely, this is the natural way. This is the way of love, you know. And as you have presented this information to all of us, the whole world, we are ready to go. I will say like that. Many of us are ready to go. I mean, we are here to go. And this is the knowledge of the beauty and totality of the universal creator and his unified being. And what we need only to be loved and to love. Thank you, my dear Stefania. There's a great information about the space cities, about the clinics, wellness centers, and humanity ultimately going to get benefit from all this. There is no such thing as inequality. It is always equal and is justified. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you.
And you're welcome. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. The change is here under our eyes. We have to just prepare condition to be ready for it. I know that also Mushfaq wanted to add something. And this is also connected to in the North American teaching, for example, we had another part of the workshop of last week where we were going more into about the testimonial and more into about what we do now that we got so many people going to the flying system. How can we take the most of this technology? And I think Mushfaq maybe wanted to say something because definitely now we enter in this new era where we're gonna start to, you know, be able to fly, to transmute, transform, materialize things, transport material from one place to another. You know, the world as is now, it would be part of the past, and you know, we're opening a very new world. So we have to also get ready. You know, we're really now opening the frontier. So it's not just Earth now, as we go into this flying system and people start to travel to the moon, to different planets, and start to meet people from other civilization. So, you know, we have to also start thinking, you know, about the universal community more. So I think Mushfaq wanted to say something about it. Mushfaq, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So all of you are really, very familiar with Stefania's talking. And now imagine if we can get Stefania to talk at the soul level. You think this is, she thinks that this is a lot, but it's a lot more than this if she does it at the soul level. What do you say, Stefania? I think you will be doing a lot more there.
Yeah, I think many people will be happy if instead of talking, I'm working with soul, like telepathy.
So anyway, so let's talk a little bit about, the consequence. And it is indeed a consequence of, by now it's about 80 or so people that have gone through the system. So, so we have a lot of people, and some of them we know personally, and they have this experience of the flight system at the soul level. So they are in a position where that experience can be shared, not necessarily verbally. And as we all have noticed during all these interviews, is that you can feel their emotion, but it takes a bit of effort on everybody's part to come up with a language to describe it, or for our languages are not necessarily equipped to deal with what we are experiencing. So there are a lot of people who are crying, a lot of people look very happy. So, you know, these are some of many examples of people expressing beyond the confine of languages. You know, we use in these kind of meetings languages, but can we do more than languages? Especially now that we have a group of people beginning to experience fields and expressions in those fields at a level that we may have to, at for some things, we may have to not rely on our customary voice-based communications or language-based communication. And of course, you know, a byproduct of this might be, you know, and it's not might be, it can be, is we don't have to need any translation between languages because we just understand each other at a level beyond these limited framework we call languages. Yes, it has served and it will continue to serve its purpose. We're not going to ignore that, but we will embellish or make it significantly better by having communication at a higher field level. So, so with all these friends and, you know, people who are through the flight system. So one of the things that we can do is tap into their experience, not just through like the interviews that we are hearing in the form of voice, but directly from soul to soul by doing soul-to-soul communication. So, you know, I brought this up with Stefania because I know her well enough. And, you know, she has been through the system. So I told her, look, I'm going to, since I haven't been to the system, but what I'm going to do is I want to communicate at the soul level directly with you. And she may have sensed it already, like a short time before this meeting. I tried to do it at two different, not tried, I actually did it at 2 different times. So if she remembered something about me, that means the communication she registered in a way. So I'll just, you know, I'll go, before I go into a little more detail about what I did and not. So, you know, Stefania and others who have been through the system, they've experienced things with other places, other souls, which are not necessarily belong to the human community, but universal community. And we can slowly, at least we can start to become familiar with this experience by having soul-to-soul communication with them. Of course, it will be more enriching than the languages. And so this is something that I tried a little bit before, but well, a little bit of success here and there, but you know, but we are all learning. We are at the beginning of the learning process, and it's a long journey, but a wonderful one. So what I did, and I mean, any of us can do this. This is nothing, you know, nothing very difficult. We can, you know, as we have heard in the knowledge seeker workshops, you know, we imagine their face, you know, which is an expression, which is as an expression of the soul. We can link with the soul by just remembering their faces. And but you know, but often with people who we know well, such as Stefania, it is much easier because we know her voice, we know her mannerism, the emotion that she carries, the way she speaks, and all that kind of things. So we can connect with her in a very tangible way. So what I tried to do is this. I first connected with Stefania, and then I said, I want to kind of feel the field of the first chair. So, I did, there was a definite change in the pressure, and then I felt it mostly in my legs, and then, so I spent some time there, and then the second chair, and the feeling changed, and it came more from the throat to the chest region. And the same goes for the third chair. The first time it was, mostly it's more in the head. The feeling is more, especially as pressure developed, in my case, in my head. And the first time I was thinking of doing the flight system, but I didn't feel much. So the second time, then I tried it out, half an hour later, and I could feel more. And it was, I connected better, but to me, it was not as good as in the first three, the chair kind of situation. But, I could still do some of I was very conscious of my intentions of what I wanted to do with this flight system in this way. And so I did those, and traveling was at that time wasn't my priority. So I thought about the moon, but nothing was happening. So I said, okay, I'll try it later. But at least what I can tell is this is a beginning of a learning process for me, and I'm, getting help from Stefania's soul and the soul of the system in Linz through her. Actually, I did a similar test. One of my sisters lives in Australia, and I've never been to her place. And I tried to, by connecting with her, try to figure out the, a surrounding of the place where she lives. I've never seen it, and it was successful. So this was, a few features of the area I tried to tell her. In fact, I mentioned one feature, but she said, no, we don't have anything like that. Then she went outside and saw it. So it's very interesting. Sometimes, we ourselves don't see things that others may see through us. But, it's not, what I'm talking about is not unusual or anything outlandish, but nevertheless, so there is a lot to do with Stefania, because there's some of the Universal Council things can be done through this as well, and others can try it. I don't know how many Stefania can handle, but I'm sure she can. Especially she can handle people at the physical level very well. So at the soul level, I'm sure she can handle a lot more. But there are other people, we know, who are going through the system, especially locally, and then we can all connect and experience, some of our own wishes, as well as, start to explore the connection with others in the community beyond humanity. And perhaps this can help us accelerate our learning process, our connection process, or the elevation or the correcting of the defects of the planet. And now, so we are there, and let's do it together. So thank you very much. That's all I wanted to speak about.
Thank you. I noticed Mr. Keshe is here, so maybe he can give us an opinion about what you just said, because it was really nice, interesting way to practice our experience in the system. Mr. Keshe, can you hear us?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, we spoke about you as well for
I
half an hour.
I came here totally for a different reason. The reason I came here is that most probably some of you have already seen it in the chats. The Universal Council new members and the old, or as called as a council, has been posted to this afternoon. There are 24 members, old and new, in the Universal Council, UCM, and there are 66 old and new Universal Council support members. The post has been done by the webmasters and the IT team. And some of you who have a Gmail account have not received it. You have to supply the Keshe Foundation with another account. Somehow Gmail has put a lot of bans in a lot of places. So if you have a Gmail account, you might not receive the membership notice. You have 3 days to transfer your old emails and contacts to the new email and Zoom number given. And after 3 days, it'll be closed. So the old members of Universal Council or the present Universal Council members, please check your emails. If you have a Gmail, you'll have a problem. You have to inform the IT or info@keshe.foundation with a new email, another email without a Gmail if you have one, that it can be activated back on your Zoom, the one which you usually use, that we can operate, or you can be members, joining the members. And at the same time, we need all the new members of the both councils, the Universal Council member and Universal Support, to provide us with the Telegram connection, that they can be added to the Telegram groups, both on UCM and UCS. So in the next couple of days, if the members of the council can organize these things on their mobile phone or on their laptops or your computers or whatever, and respond back that you have received it. And if you have not received it, you got a Gmail, respond back to the info@keshe.foundation with a new email. We're trying to resolve this with Gmail, but apparently Gmail has put a block on a lot of things everywhere. So 2 points is cleared. I welcome and the new members of the Universal Council appointed, and welcome the new Universal Council support who have requested to be there to support the council. We wish you all the best, and especially with the new technologies which are getting released and added, you need a lot of support. And I hope we can serve better in the coming months and years to expand. We expect 3 to 5 more new members to be added to the Universal Council members in the next few days. Those of you who are members of the Universal Council support of a language, but you do not have a Universal Council member, meet together if you feel you want to do that, and you can volunteer or request to become the Universal Council member. We have this in 2 or 3 languages where there are more than one supporter for the language, but there is no Universal Council member. If you feel any of you want to be a Universal Council member, you can request for it. We expect the Universal Council to raise about 30 in the next few weeks, we hope.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. We also talk about all the good news of last week about the electricity enhancement system, and we show all your recording of last week, and also about the Wellbeing Center. I don't know if you want to say anything about that as well.
No, there is nothing. What is history we announced in the teachings. we're negotiating and everything else. And there's a lot of things happening with the whole structure of the Keshe Foundation in the background.
Would you recommend, for example, for who listening now, who they want to maybe do application, if anyone has got any expertise, they can maybe apply to the Keshe Foundation with their
expertise.
Like, for example, I don't know, because they're going to open a lot of, if we're going to open, for example, well-being center around the world, I suppose if anyone here listening and is a doctor and
those things has to be done by human resources companies, which the Keshe Foundation has engaged with. Everything go through. We have engaged in some of the large, we're engaged in some of the large human resources employment agencies to engage in recruiting people which we require and we want to be as part of. We try to leave it in that way, but we try to make announcements as it's opened up. We found we have a lot of problem with knowledge seekers who have expertise, but they're good in understanding, but when it comes to doing things for the foundation, it's not working. And very few knowledge seekers who work within the Keshe Foundation, the structure, especially in Austria. And the same will be for other positions. Because they don't carry the expertise, they don't have knowledge, or they have a knowledge which doesn't fit into our work. So when it comes in opening the centers or whatever, it'll be done through the human resources of companies we engage with.
And for example, you said in the workshop of last week about the energy enhancement system. So you said that they will come very soon. And
we are already receiving orders on it. It'll be delivered by the end of this month, beginning of August. And we've said those who book it, there's 3,000 units allocated by January of this year to be put out. And we have governments who already placed orders. Government offices have placed orders. We have groups, what we call chain, with a few tens of shops or stores around the world. They have started placing orders. So we look at it as it comes in. And it's not that it's going to be, it's there. And if we achieve, which we hope we should be able to, what we call perpetual system, which is a generator, freestanding generator, which we're already working on, then we'll replace the present 3,000 with those new ones. But it's something which we'll discuss in the teaching. It's not the place for it here. But the units are already there. If people order, pay for it. We already received orders for it from, as I said, individuals. Some people are buying 3 and 5 units and all sorts of things.
So for example, now with Krasmin one time, we had him here at One City, One Center section, where he was saying that he will, he really, for him, it was a good idea if most people or knowledge seeker, they would come distributors. So I'm thinking now, if people becoming distributors, they can, for example, and he said, why don't specialize in one product and find a way to distribute that product? Is this can be one of the products that if someone become distributor can specialize with?
You can specialize in anything. People decide what they want to do. We don't interfere with it, but if people want to do the energy units, they can do so. If they want to do other things, they can do so. The beauty with the free energy unit when it's released is that I was talking to one of the world leading organizations this morning, and they said solid state, such a thing does not exist, and if it's now which is launched, it'll bring a lot of changes.
Yeah,
This
because
beauty with this technology, we have to see. We put the magraphs out, a lot of people couldn't do it, and we kept on going on it. And now the energy unit is something which is there. We see between 30 and 50% guaranteed enhancement. And in the next few weeks or whatever, we are working on the freestanding unit, which is perpetual, which is will supply energy for what do you call it, a long time.
yeah,
Without
because
the main.
Because I remember in the past you said that you know, for example, for many people maybe losing jobs, become a distributor maybe can be a good way to this also what Krasimir said, to spread the technology and also support themselves, and also by using the product you can reduce the cost of living. So that's why I said that. So
that's depending on the individuals.
yeah, of course.
At
Yeah.
the moment, our target with the new system is, especially with what we call the car units, we start negotiating with large car manufacturers in past week, because people like Tesla cars, instead of doing 800 or 600 kilometers, needing recharging, now they can go to much more. And it's something that will come and will show. The main problem with this now is for us how fast we can manufacture the numbers which is needed. But you can place orders and they'll be delivered in July, August. Everything is set, factories, everything is set for production.
So you will maybe need more people to work in the factory.
We don't employ any knowledge seekers at the moment.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the factories, every time we have knowledge seekers, we run into huge problems. We don't know why, but in some way or another, the team in the factory, especially like in Austria, there is not a single knowledge seeker except one we have, which is a very specialized work he does. He's extremely specialized in what he does, and he's been with us for nearly a year now. Otherwise, the rest of the team, they're all people who came off the employment agencies.
To be going to the employment agency, someone can actually, okay, don't have to be knowledge seeker, but if someone here who listening and is not knowledge seeker, they could go through the employment agents.
It's all done.
It's all done. Okay.
It's all done the different way. Each country is handling it themselves. We don't interfere with it. But everything on expansion, we don't see. We have beautiful knowledge seekers, but they don't have the expertise which we're looking for in a given job. And once we come to knowledge seekers, everything just opens up somehow. We don't understand. So we keep the two sides of the Keshe Foundation, the teaching, research, separate, and other sides. It's kept totally as a business. They're registered companies. Anything else I can expand on? I just came here for Universal Council members to urgently respond to the emails which you've been sent, and Universal Council support, and move all your data to the new one.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, Jalal, not yesterday, a few days ago in the North American teaching, he said something interesting, and now Mushfaq said something as well about it. People going into the flying system, and they try the experience of the flying system, and Jalal was suggesting why you don't try to replicate the feelings. So I thought, yes, this can be a really good practice. Try to replicate the feelings and sensation that we had into the flying system, because in my experience, they were very, very strong and magnified. So from my understanding, we should, if we start to replicate the feelings that we experience in the flying system, that is all object to then do things without the flying system eventually. Correct?
You have, we have a number of people who have been, now got about 80 people, more or less, have been through the system. And a number of them can connect anytime they feel like. And they tell us that they can connect to the system to do something, and then they disconnect when they don't. So they have established that line. But you're listening and learning. But the system is going to change from next week again. A new structure of systems will come into operation in the next week or two. But it's something that you have to experience to understand it. And it's the same with the new energy generators, which we have put out, enhancement units, which will be added to it, what we call the wellness units and what we call the feeding units, that more or less you do not need to consume food as such. We already tested this in the enhancement units simulation, it works. And now we extending it to once people who buy the, what do you call, the energy enhancement units, they'll get offered. You cannot use them without enhancement units. You'll get offered the feeding station and what we call wellness station. The enhancement units, which goes in it when you incorporate it in the house, more or less should comply with what we envisage to be done with energy, food, and health, and what we call wellness.
Oh, wow. Wow. So the energy enhancement system, so the same system that also you can use for your car and for your house, you're saying is also for feeding and
no feeding.
No.
Feeding and wellness is additional units which is getting tested.
Okay, and people can have those in the house as well.
You can use it anywhere. There is a structure we don't disclose much, but there is a structure which works effectively in the background when it's done. But the most important thing is now is the enhancement unit, energy enhancement unit, which are released. And we'll see what will be the next step in the next few days.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. It's just please, members of the council, respond back to the emails and Universal Council support. If you apply for Universal Council support and you do not receive the email, you got a Gmail, email Keshe Foundation info@keshe.foundation to say you have not received an email. Altogether, 90 emails has gone out today to members of Universal Council support.
Mr. Keshe, is there a public link for that list, or is that kept separate?
Kept secret. We don't put that people. When you become Universal Council member or Universal Council support, is kept away from public. Universal Council member is always known, but Universal Council support we keep because they support, and we don't want, what do you call it, undesired approaches to them or whatever. we'll try to find a way to reach the full 90 members. We expect from what we see in the background, numbers to increase quite drastically in the next few months. We expect to reach at least 80 to 85 members of the Universal Council support, and 3 to 5 short-term Universal Council members. Thank you very much. If there is nothing else, I'll leave that you can discuss things with yourself. Please respond back within 3 days that the things can be kept on.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's what if you want to add anything, yeah, please.
Oh, it's all said. And thank you to my Messiah, salam, namaste, salute, my dear one. And thank you for all the gifts. Thank you. And so much relief. Thank you so much. So we can go to the next slide, Stefania. If there is anybody wants to ask anything.
Yes, no problem.
Okay.
This is the mail address. This one in the one you see now, Sal at Keshe Foundation. This is global. This is it's the email address for the distributor. So if any knowledge seeker want to become distributor, this is the email address that you have to write for Krasmir. So I think we discussed a lot about what's about to come, and I think it's a very exciting future. So I don't know if Mr. Keshe is here again, if he's here or is gone. I just wanted to say that from my understanding, when you get this plasma announcement system, then you have to report back. This is what I understood from the recording. So it's important who buy them to give a feedback or how they're doing. And continues to what Mushfaq said and what Mr. Keshe just said, who be in the flying system. This, I have to say, it's this is what my experience as well. You can connect with the system. Yes, I found that too. So now it's funny that Mushfaq connect with me, and so it's good. It's good. We're all connecting. Okay, yeah, for me, yes, you can go to the next slide.
Next slide.
No problem.
Thank you.
We have a hand up here. Maybe if we can address a question from Salamia. Do you have a question, Salamia?
Yes, I have a question regarding this fly unit. If we can help, we have to know some information about this fly system, about the price and the procedure, how to get it, and the use of it and other conditions, and from whom we can have all this, from this email contact from Kazmir, or how we can do.
Okay, so if you're talking about, you're talking how to book the flying system, how to book the fly to Linz. This you're talking about this? After
as far I understood, these are for sailing, these units, but only for government, or I don't know. I'm not.
Yes, well, they can buy them on the website. You can pay $10 million and buy it. It's available at the KF store.
$10 million. dollars.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the?
Sorry, euros, not dollars.
Euro.
Are you talking about the flying system, or you talk about the enhancement energy system?
For both of them.
Because for the flying system, if you want to book a fly, you have to go into the Keshe Foundation store and or in the Keshe Foundation website, and there is step by step how to book. You have to log in first, and to be able to book a fly, you have to register. So you go into the Keshe Foundation website, and then you're going into the Keshe Foundation store. For the first page of the Keshe Foundation website, there is a link how to book for the flying system. If you want to buy them, if you want to buy the flying system itself, the best things, thank you. So here, even if you go in the first page, then you can book the flying toolings. If you want to buy the machinery, I think definitely it's best if you contact Mr. Keshe and the foundation. They will be able to guide you on which system you want to buy, no, and how to purchase the payments. But you can see them in the Keshe Foundation store. But I do recommend to speak with them first before to buy. This is my recommendation. No. Thank you for the price. But I do recommend, because to speak with Mr. Keshe or someone who can direct you to Mr. Keshe, and then you buy the flying system or different type of enhancement unit. There is the vision as well, so there are different ones you can buy. Yes, perfect. I can see the enhancement plasma power unit. Do you think, Rick, this is the one that Mr. Keshe was talking about?
Yes, I was just going to mention that the new units are in the Keshe Foundation store here. So we've got the home enhancement plasma power unit, and it's listed in the KF store. And we have the, let me give the link to that so people have a direct link. Put it in the chat. The other chats. Then we have the car enhancement plasma power unit, same price. And there's an explanation on some of the things about that. And then also in the store, we have there's both the flight enhancement spaceship unit, which we just saw. That was for not 10 million, but $9,999,999. So I was incorrect on the price. I exaggerated the price, but it's roughly 10 million. And then we have the flight enhancement spaceship simulator with auxiliary systems. And that's at 25 million, it looks like, to get all the zeros correct there. Okay, that's a new one. I haven't actually seen that before. Then we have the flight enhancement experience. Within and outside Earth's orbit. That's what this is starting with in September, mentions here. That's 250,000 euros. And then we have the basic all-purpose plasma flight simulation experience, which is the space travel simulation, basically. That's explained here, and it talks about the applicant conditions and so on. It's listed at €1,000, which is a session of 30 minutes. You can book more sessions and so on here. Get set up for your flight plasma simulation. And finally, there's the all-purpose plasma flight simulation mobile experience, which is yet to be, starting date is yet to be announced, but pre-orders can be obtained on that site. So it's quite a variety of products coming in here. And there's still other ones are still listed: the horizontal enhancement spaceship unit, the universal enhancement spaceship unit, the vertical enhancement spaceship unit, and other products as well. Okay, I don't know if we should dwell too much on all the products here, but that's just to let people know what is available. And you can get more information through the basic link. Let me put in the basic store link that people can access to see these all at once.
From my understanding, the one of the car and the one of the house, once you know how to use them, I think you can use one for both. This was my understanding, but did you understand the same?
Yes, he mentioned that if you had one in the car, that it would be conditioning things so that when you put it in the house, it would be ready for the house as well. So you could exchange it between the car and the house. That's the way I understood.
Yeah, I think this would be a good way to also become a distributor now. So if you can distribute this, if you can find people who, because what Mr. Keshe just said, that at the moment they working with governments, they're selling to a big company, big, you know, I'm sure there are out there some big company or big that really, you know, they will find useful this enhancement power system. You know, they really need it. They will make us save a lot of money, I suppose. So I think definitely it's a good opportunity for who wants to become distributor to, you know, to be able to sell those products. Yeah, and this one is the email. So for who wants to become distributor is the one on the bottom. So yes, so this is it. This is what I wanted to say. So we can pass to the next slide. Okay, this is the plasma dome. I don't know who wants to read this. But now every time I look, the plasma dome remind me when I was into the flying system, when I saw the Earth become very small and full of plasma. Yeah. So definitely I encourage everyone to make plasma and keeping spread it in, you know, in the river, in the sea, and also to connect at the soul level, like Mushfaq suggested.
Yes, my dear Stefania. You want to read it? Hello?
No,
Stefania?
please do. Otherwise,
Okay, my dear Stefania, thank you. I will say the gifts are coming and coming, and it's so beautiful. As I will say about the plasma dome that is here, that has been there. So this is about the spraying of the guns and the spreading of the souls. My dear beautiful souls, there is always communication. There is always a bridge, always. We cannot see it, but there is a bridge. We can cross always. There is a welcoming hand on the other side. So this is about the spraying of the plasma waters and the spreading of the souls. Sunday, and it is on Sunday at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. CEST. This is a call to all knowledge seekers, my dear beautiful souls. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. Use the plasma water from your cups of life of 1 and 2 and make the plasmatic spraying beautiful and spread your soul. Cross the bridge. This is the time. We have to cross the bridge. And there is always a bridge. We can see the manifestation of bridge in the physicality, and we cannot understand. There is always a bridge. So the peace dome is all about the bridges to one another, to one heart to the other. So we spread the soul, spray for others, for you to be kind to the planet. Thank you so much. We can go to the next slide, my dear. Here is the Mehran presentation. Stefania, a beautiful space traveler. Have you want to say you want?
Yeah, I just wanted to. I don't know if anyone is here present that already shared their experience publicly, because if you already been in the announcement unit and you already share it publicly, I don't know if you want to share it again. But for the Mehran who have been in the flying system and they didn't share it public already, I think they have to wait until later. Andrea, I don't think is with us today, but I don't know. I don't think the Mehran, the one I've been with the Mehran, I don't think today could be here. In fact, matter of fact, I cannot see him. I know Jaco, he's here, but been suggested to share his experience later. So I think nobody else is here. I think or someone is here. If someone is here and he's already shared his experience on the testimonial, can raise their hands and share it again. So, but I don't see any name or less.
Stefania, hi, it's Dean here.
Yeah.
Stefania, hi. I've not been in the system, as you know, but I was present when you went into the system. And so may we discuss your experience in a little bit more detail? So are you still feeling very connected to the fields of the system in these moments?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's like a permanent thing. It doesn't go less by the day it goes by. It's exactly what Mr. Keshe just explained now. So to me, I have to just think about it, and I can feel the connection. Yes, definitely that it's, unfortunately, there is no one else can say this, but maybe more people that would be able to talk in the future, they could say, but yes, this is my experience. I definitely feel always connecting to the system. And sometimes I do think I am connected to the system, or because the system enhances, our soul. Maybe now I can feel better my soul, and maybe because our soul is the common denominator, no, with the creation and with what the system is made of. So definitely, you do feel this connection.
So
all the
Stefania,
time.
did you feel, thank you for that. So did you feel, did you sense, or do you sense now the other souls of, let's say the Universal Council that are present? Do you feel a connection, direct connection to them? Do you feel this field strength gathers more of its field strength whilst you are, let's say, thinking consciously of connecting with the Universal Council and expanding on the wishes? Do you sense that field strength gathers more, becomes more more brighter, if we use that matter state word, or does it become to a position where you already know that it's taken place, so it's in the moment, it's happened?
For me, it's I to explain it. For me, for example, I'm not very good with visual or very good to point a finger. I'm connecting with this person. I can see, for example, Mushfaq, I can see he's got a lot of experience of it, so he can be more precise. In my case, definitely after being the system, but I have to say the truth, was even before going into the system, I start to have this strong feeling and sensation. When Mr. Keshe said that he opened the center to the public from the 6th of June, I remember from the day, I don't know if it was because I mentally, I don't know if it was something mental or if it was real, but I start to have these stronger feelings or sensation when I was thinking certain things, or you know, if I wanted to think about which wish I would have expressed if I would come in the system, what I would have wished for. So I had this sensation, and then I recognized when I went into the system, and then when I come out from the flying system, I felt definitely like a little bit more in the Mojan. When we were in the Mojan, that we did with the 4 people, with the three Mojan plus myself, I had the sensation also as when we were doing the star formation in the Mojan, and we were practice every day. I had a similar sensation. So I recognized them again in the flying system, and then when I come out of the flying system, I very clearly now I can recall them. And if someone speak, for example, Jaco, when he was talking about his experience in the flying system, all this sensation is like if I all this sensation I feel, I don't know, they're like tingling vibration. They amplified when you talk about the flying system, you know. So when I think about the flying system, the sensation amplified. When Mushfaq talk about disconnection, these sensations amplified. I definitely found a very easy things to amplify those sensations and feelings. If something happened that I think, because I used to find a way to communicate, you know, I don't know if it happened to you, but I sometimes think, okay, let's say, no, I think about my dad who passed away, for example, no, and I want to make a communication with him. I would receive some feelings when I think about certain people that I know that maybe they passed away, no? I use them as, for me, as a tool for me, it's a way to, where I interpret it, I'm in contact with them. Now I can feel that much easier. Everything is more amplified when I talk about, I don't know, when I want to connect with people who I want to connect with. Doesn't matter if they're here or not here. So I'm just now because I'm a person who didn't do a lot of spiritual work, or I didn't do a lot of practice with feelings and sensation. So I'm experimenting. So, for example, even now, if I go in the nature and for example, I used to practice because of the Mojang before, and Mr. Keshe said, make sure you start to practice more the feelings and sensation, or feel the environment around you. So now, for example, here there are stone circles. Now here all around here there are stone circles. If I touch a stone, I always start to feel, it's like you refine certain skill. So I start to feel some feelings and sensation when I touch a stone on the stone circle, or I start to feel sensation when I touch certain trees. Now I can tell it's improved. Everything can be practiced on those lines. It's improved. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you, Stefan, you did. So do you find as you're a Universal Council member, and you've given very much to humanity, to the council, to the field strength of the planet and beyond. Do you feel the manifestations of your conscious thoughts are speeding up, slowing down, or are you aware of them more? Are you finding the interactions are happening for you much quicker? Do you feel these experiences?
Okay, the only things I can say that was like I already shared in the North American teaching, was like this day, and this was the day after, or no, 2 days after I've been in the system, because these are the things I noticed, because there are maybe other things happening you don't notice. But the things I noticed was this, that I had a really strong synchronicity. Like I was thinking about someone, and this person straight away called me and told me exactly the things I wanted to discuss, and the things I wanted to hear. It just happened. And then straight away happened again with another person. And then I called a friend of mine who was in the system with me, and she said exactly the same, without me mentioning anything. So she didn't know about my experience. She started to me, Stefan, I don't know, since I've been in the system, this has happened. And even for her, things that she kind of wanted to happen, they happen. So I could say that that day I noticed them, and I noticed surprised, and I was surprised. I noticed them, and I was so excited that I wanted to let know Mr. Keshe. After that, I didn't notice of this event be always frequent. So I just noted the day, and that's it. But I do have to say that now when we think about world peace, or when we think about elevation of different languages, inside me is done. Like I do think that this has already been achieved. Maybe because when I was in the system, that was my wish, and I had the feelings of self-achievement, like it was done. And as I shared with you before, I imagined I saw the Earth surrounded by plasma dome, and me thinking easy is done. So for me now, when I hear people saying, I wish for the elevation of the Earth, or wish for the elevation of humankind, I wish for the elevation of all beings, for me, I see as already done. I cannot help it. For me, that is done. Now it just matters to be ready to, it's like exactly what Mr. Keshe sometimes explained. To me, it feel like everything is already done. You can say that the soul level. And now, because the matter state, it's much slower and take more time, the things is already done, but now we have to kind of show it at the physical level. So now we have to put our doing to create condition to actually seeing it or happening in front of our eyes. But for me, mentally or at the soul level, it's already done. So it's no question. So I feel definitely much more confident on world peace, and I do still feel this peace inside me. So that peace, maybe because obviously, like Mr. Keshe and every person said in any different discipline, that you cannot have a peace outside you if you don't have inside you. So I do feel this peace inside me. So and it's something that I just feel. So no one can deny me of that, because it's something I feel. So I can see these things for me are permanent. So for me this is very priceless, to tell you the truth. Sometimes I do think back and think, oh, I didn't fly on the moon, and I'm thinking maybe, but when I think back what I achieved, the way I feel and the way I feel around me, I'm very happy with what I achieved through going the flying system.
Stefania, thank you for that. So a small little interview here. So you're very Italian, and you went into an Austrian system based in Austria. Did you feel the presence of the other nationals of let's say Italy, or did you feel the nationals of Austria or other nations, or was it totally irrelevant? It was just you as a soul present, and there was no division of human beings coming from a nation. How would you describe that?
For example, all the time that I was in the flying system, for me, I always thought to expand, because I remember when I was in chair number 2, I really had this wish of end of killings, end of justice, end of stop war. But I wanted to extend this not just from different nations, so Italians. So yes, I wanted the elevation of the Italian community, but definitely I wanted to extend this to the whole world, and like we said, to the whole beings. So not just the Earth, but universe, galaxy, universe. I want to stretch it up to the creator, up to the source. I want to go as far as possible could ever gone. So for me, there was this in my mind. There was this. I wanted to feel this peace, because I know now that the peace means balance of the fields, and I know that with the word peace, you just have balance of the fields. So I wanted to have this balance stretched. This was my wish. Now stretch, obviously from within, so in myself, and then stretch to as far as I go out. And so in my mind, there was not the thinking, I'm from Italy, I'm in Austria. It was more like, when we said this oneness, no, I wanted to stretch to as far as can get and include everyone. When we said no one excluded, no, my intention was this totality of the fields for the totality of everything. I was thinking this. So definitely, also when I was there, I was aware of all the people there, and like Jaco said on Sunday, I definitely had this. My wish definitely was that everyone in the room was achieving what they wanted to achieve, and I didn't even mind to just be like the carpet, like a carpet, like a part of the environment. So at the time, I didn't mind not to travel. I didn't mind not to have any experience. I didn't mind, you know, if nothing would happen to me. Even those few points, it was not true. So when Mr. Keshe said to me, do you want to fly? And then I realized I actually didn't want to fly, so I didn't fly. A part of me said, you know, you have this part also saying, maybe, you know, maybe I should have fly. Oh, shame I didn't fly. So you had this changing from one thought to another. So I would lie if I would say that I totally didn't mind not to fly. You know, at some points in time, I did thought, oh, but then I think is when you're greedy, you know, when it's never enough. But but definitely I was happy also with what I had, because it's very strange. You got these feelings when you're inside the system, and this is what happened to me, that you have this, you want to everything be good for you and for everyone. So you don't really care if you don't get what you know, if you don't have things just for yourself. But then sometimes I think maybe it does happen, that thought where you think you're a little bit selfish and you want to maybe have a little bit more, you know, or you have the doubt, did I get the maximum of the system? You know, you go through this roller coaster of feelings. But overall, I have to say that you can really feel the soul is the one who is more present. So overall, you are content. I mean, this is what happened to me, but obviously, maybe for other people, you can have other type of experience, you know. Yes. So.
Thank you, Stefania. Thank you for that wonderful testimony. Just one last thing. I saw that you had some old photographs that you'd like to have taken in with you, and I know you didn't. However, did you, within those photographs, did you carry forth the feel strength of touching the souls that that were within that structure of the envelope of a picture? And so did you, let's just touch a little bit on, I know one of them had something to do with theology. Did you sense, did you give, did you enhance the soul of theology?
Yes, so for example, I brought lots of pictures in the center because I knew already that definitely when you go into Linz, the fields there are strong. So I thought about, you know, a fish tank, like the fish in the tank. So for if the environment is different, because definitely you can feel the fields are quite strong there. Even before to enter the flying system, the Linz Center itself, you can feel these fields, these strong fields, you know. And so I thought I'm gonna bring this picture because it cannot be any bad anyway. Even though I was doubting if it was necessary to bring the picture, maybe it was just enough to think about them, no, like Mushfaq said. But I brought them anyway, just because I just want to do I want to do the gesture. I want to do the action of choose them, print them, carry with them to that place. Then I didn't mind, you know, if even though I don't know, I want to do this these things. So, but when I arrived to the center, obviously, so I carry everything. I carry all the elite. So I carry the Queen, the Pope, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, and actually, ironically, I actually treat David Rockefeller. I treat him in 2000 in Claridge's hotel in London because I do treatment and end up to work on him. So I recognize him in the picture. So I took him as well. And I took to all the family of the Rothschild, you know. and then the Pope and the Queen and this stuff. And then I took with me a few dogs I knew. One of them who passed away. My dad who was passing away. A few friends who passed away. Some family pictures, you know. And my niece, who actually, I got a niece who she's got seizures, and she's not very well. And so I brought all this, and then when I was talking, it came out that maybe I was talking with one of the staff, and we were debating if we really actually need them. So I put them on the table outside the system, and I didn't mind to take him inside with me. I was not bothered to take him inside with me. I thought even if I leave them there, it will be good for them. This was my what was in my head. But Mr. Keshe took three pictures, and he said to me, "Bring them inside." And one was the Pope. The other one was my niece. And then the other one was Sandur, our teacher here from the Keshe Foundation. And but I have to say, once I entered the flying system, to me, it was all these things of totality. It was always this totality. It was even those we had times where we be asked to focus on the Pope. I never specifically focus on my knees or on Sanders, and I never see them, or I could never say that I contact with him, I contact with that. But definitely, as you hear from the testimonial, one of the ladies that was with me, Egle, she saw the Pope get undressed, take off all his belongings, and give all his possessions away, because she had really many visual. She took all of us flying around, so she was the captain. So she saw it, and she saw the Pope. She saw the Pope get undressed, take off all the belongings. You know, I felt the achievement of doing that, but I didn't see the image. And I have to say, since I took my niece into the picture niece into my system, she stopped having seizure. So I don't know if it's a coincidence, but we're gonna be just checking if it's just a temporary or we noticed things, you know, certain things are changed, but we just monitor just to see if it's just a coincidence or not. Yes, so I just can say that even though I didn't see the Pope, or I didn't connect it with my niece that I'm aware of, my friend saw him, and my sister noticed some change in her. So I think it's like Mr. Keshe said, that maybe your physicality is not aware of what happened in the soul level, really. You know, it's all depending on you, I think. Yeah.
Thank you, Stefania. Yeah, we say in the Universal Council, we give from our soul. And I believe you've just given from your soul to the whole of humanity, to the whole of the universal community on a soul level. So Stefania, thank you so much for what you do. And that's a very beautiful testimony you've just given. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome. I know we're over time, but as I said, because it will happen to you as well, no? It already happened in many versions. When something happened to you and you experience it, that was true for me. So it doesn't matter what anyone's saying to me, that was my true experience. So for me, it was true. So I can just be only truthful to what I experienced and what I felt. And that was my experience. Yeah, so just wanted to say this, no? So for me, that was true. And for me, that happened. So doesn't matter what anything saying. Yeah.
Yes, Stefania, a true Mojon, you've traveled the universe. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Imagine what's coming from Stefania's soul level. Just imagine if,
You don't want to know.
physicality is this strong.
You don't want to know.
Moshfek, so you will be connecting as well, Moshfek. So all the souls present in the council can now tap into and become this one, and start feeding back to, as the council always has, and in its pure essence of its beauty, of its knowledge, that is the teachings and the experiences of Mr. Keshe that he's brought forward to humanity and to the universal community. This deep connection, this field strength that now resonates and amplifies and just brings about this knowledge, and this process, this enhancement seems to be present and growing rapidly. Now it seems to be that when one sun, one soul touches another, that amplification, that field strength just gathers very quickly, and the shine, that deep resonance and connection, just, as I said, just grows and grows and grows, and we can all tap into it in any moment, and bring back this enhancement to enhance the other souls. And what you said, something, Stefania, that was very beautiful about your niece. I think it was your niece, that she was having problems, and you were reporting possibly that by having this intention to give to another soul, she's receiving the field strength, the energy of your soul interaction that is bringing her soul an energy transfer that brings her physicality up to a new level, a new position. And so that's a great testimony for the whole of the council and the whole of humanity to understand the power of thought, the power of the soul, and this deep connection we all have. And when we all start to understand this, the soul of this planet will emanate and raise very, very quickly to the beauty of the universal community and the universal knowledge that is present in this very moment. Thank you all. Thank you.
My dear Rick, if there is no question, then we can move to the next slide. Thank you, my dear Stefania. Thank you so much. So much beauties are shared. Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you. Thank you, Moshfik, my dear Moshfik. Here is the bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And welcome, my dear ones. If you have to share something, ask something, and there's a space traveler too here. Please do. Thank you. Welcome.
Sebastian had a question in the chat, which I believe I answered, but I'll ask it here. He says, I would like to ask how to get to the point where I can translate for KF Wiki. I already sent an email to one member of the Universal Council, and he forwarded the opinion, but still no answer. If I'm not allowed to do this, can you just tell me that, please? So I mentioned to send an email to info@keshe.foundation and explain what you want to do. And there's often a delay for security clearance to work on such projects. So is there anything else we can add to that?
My dear Rick, you have said it the right way, that there is a security clearance that is to be cleared. And then because, as my dear Sebastian, you have understood that many things are changing, the new human cycle is beginning, and there is always the new. So when the new email IDs will come, please do contact again, clearing the security check. Is that okay, my dear Sebastian? Hello? Okay.
He says yes.
Oh, thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, my.
Okay, I think that's all the questions. Don't see any hands up here, so perhaps the world's doing okay.
Yes, the world
It's
is
finally
doing okay.
working. We have peace.
Yes, we have peace, my dear, indeed, of course. Thank you. There's so much joy, even, there's the matter, but from inside, we know the joy we are feeling now. And this is the emotion of presence we are in. Thank you so much, my dear. And now we can go to the next slide. And next slide, if there is no question or anything to share, then we can wrap up. Yeah. These are the contact IDs, but we are rejuvenating the IDs because there will be most probably new IDs. And as I said to dear Sebastian, but these are now the active members, email IDs, and new members are coming. So the world is coming together, as Eric was saying, in one planet, one nation, one race, in justice and world peace. So thank you, my dear one. We can go to the next slide, my dear. Here is the key, the bridge that is always there. Just cross the bridge. We are here to serve, not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you so much, my dear ones, dear beautiful souls, for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So much to the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute in the Beauty and Fraternity. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you to all the members of the Universal Council for their work here today. Thank you, everybody, for attending today's One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace, number 229 here. And that's continuous weekly broadcasts. And we will continue next week at the same time and place. The next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which I host every week. And that starts at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, July 6th. And people are welcome, whether you're a newbie to the plasma technology or one of the old timers. We welcome everyone for learning the knowledge and showing your replications of the plasma technology. Okay, and of course we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up Thursday as usual at 9 a.m. Central European Time. Oh, I was supposed to mention about the contest. I'll just quickly do that before we end here. And let's get that lined up. The contest was this is it's called the Create the Future Design Contest, which the Universal Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit has been entered into. And I understand the contest has been extended. They've extended it an additional week so they can get more entries in and more votes. So there is an opportunity to vote if you haven't voted yet. And our votes are up to 180 right now with 4,154 views. If we look at the number of votes in the vote counter here, this is all just the public voting. It's not the actual judges, which do voting during the August and give the results in September. But the results right now are we are in second position with the Universal Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit in the top 10. And the first one is 433 votes. We don't have much of a chance of catching them, but we're well ahead of the linear slide sensor, number 3 position. So it seems like we've secured a number 2 position in the top 10, which is out of, well, I wonder how many now. There's probably around 350 entries. So that's really great, actually. And if we look at the number of page views, I think we're still in 3rd position quite securely. Yes, it looks that way. And so we're in 3rd place in terms of views, and it's not really likely we're going to change in that position as well. So that's all really great, and that helps to get the attention of some of the judges and some of the other people that are involved in these tech companies that are surrounding this contest. And we are in the aerospace and defense category of this contest. And of course, the Universal Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit has the most number of views and the most number of votes in the aerospace and defense sector of this contest. So that's interesting and doing really well that way. There's somebody
Beautiful.
with a spacesuit.
My dear Rick, beautiful. And I will say vote for.
Yes,
vote for.
Vote for. You can go to the login or sign up buttons here in the upper right part of the site. Let me get the link. Let me put it in the chat here before I forget. And into the other chats. People can go there, and in the upper right part of your screen, you can register your vote by, if you voted last year, you can just log in. If you haven't voted before, you can sign up. And there's a bit of a process to sign up. That's why we don't get too many votes, is it's hard to sign up. You have to give your name, address, and a bunch of details, because they don't want people cheating on the voting process. So there it is, and congratulations to the Universal Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit. It's done about the same as last year, and we'll see if the judges ignore us this year like they did last year, or whether they start to accept the plasma technology. Time will tell, and we'll find out about that, like I said, in September. Okay, I think that's it for now on that. Back to our previous programming. And there's no other things to say.
There is a TV Galactica. I'm not sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mark.
Coming up today with Marie, Raphael, and Rosanna, usually at, I think it's 11:59 CEST.
Right, exactly. Thank you for that. YouTube, and they can find out the more information at the Facebook site as well, I understand. So, yes, Marie does that every week, and that's a lovely service to do. Their soul teachings. Okay, I think that wraps it up for today. Going once, going twice.
Rick, it's Dean here. I'm sorry.
You're lucky.
Sorry. So would you mind just explaining, I'm seeing some chats, some of the conversation. Would you mind explaining some of the ethos behind the foundation and how we openly discuss and have all our meetings in open? Nothing is behind closed doors. We tend to make this a very publicly open, so that there is no, it's very transparent the way the foundation works, so that we all have a fair say. No one is higher, no one is lower. and everything is there. There's nothing hidden. There's no patents. It's completely open for all of us to participate, from the man on the street to a president. No, every soul is the same, and everybody has a say. And we welcome each and every soul present to be open on their heart and on their soul, and to join us in the beauty of this knowledge. Sorry, I sort of answered the question myself. Sorry, Rick. But it's just something I think
I guess that's true for the public meetings and so on, but there are private as well. There's a private students that you can apply to be a student in the Keshe Foundation, and you have to go through a security screening process, and then you can be part of the private classes that are given that's not in public. And there's lots of things that Mr. Keshe does that are behind the scenes that are not in public as well. But as far as the public workshops, yes, they're open to everyone, and the general being part of the knowledge seekers is very much so open to all races, nationalities, cultures. And in fact, Mr. Keshe encourages that very much from the very beginning. We had Chinese knowledge seekers workshops in Spanish and Portuguese and all sorts of languages right from the very beginning. Was insisted by Mr. Keshe. So yes, it's a universal teaching with universal applications and to universal people. So
thanks, Rick. Thanks for that explanation. I just think it just needed to be said sometimes that the ethos is, obviously there's certain things that have to be spoken about in private, but the ethos of the foundation is an open organization, a foundation that spreads the knowledge to humanity and is here to serve, and as each and every one of us does, is to the best of our abilities. Thank you, Rick. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Dean. You're lucky I let you in there. Okay. Well, we definitely have to wrap things up now. We've gone in double, triple overtime, but that's okay because it was a great teaching. It was very nice to see Mr. Keshe come in today and give some explanation. And we look forward to all the wonderful developments occurring in and around the Keshe Foundation and all of this plasma knowledge. All right, now we're going to do a little singing and dancing instead of talking.
And dancing.
Clapping and dancing.
Beautiful host.
And
let's dance and clap.
And no more talking. Yes.
No more talking. Thank you.
Except for Mark. I hear Mark in the background.
I think Dan put in, I forgot to mention as well, I think on the 11th is your, or next Monday.
That's what he meant by testimonials. I thought he was talking about the other one. Okay, thank you, Mark. Go ahead. Why don't you just introduce it?
No, I think it's at 8 p.m. CEST, which you do your monthly second Monday of every month is the Keshe Plasma Testimonials. You can bring your experiences and interactions with the technology and how it's perhaps worked with your agriculture, worked with your pets, worked with yourself, worked with your soul, and whatever testimonials you'd like to share. Rick is always open and looking for new testimonials, which makes the program that much easier to produce.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Mark, for suggesting that. So it's the testimonials show is the second Monday of each month, and it's an excellent opportunity for people to give back to the Keshe Foundation and give back for your experience of obtaining something from the plasma technology. And everyone does seem to obtain something from it. So hearing about your private personal experience in public is a way of showing your gratitude for what you've received. So we look forward to seeing you in the Testimonials meeting, which is one of the public teaching workshops under the usual same Zoom number and same usual places in live stream and YouTube. Okay. Can I play the music now?
Yes, yes, my dear, play the music. And
All
then
right.
we are dancing together.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next workshop.